Hello, this is Galen Martling, design team member with Unity Stamp Company. I have a sympathy card and I'm showing how I made this card in one layer using several inks and ink blending and masking. And so for the stamping, I have Unity Stamp Company kit called No Better Words. It's a beautiful sentiment kit. It's from December 2020, and it's filled with beautiful elements to help with scene building. It's got a lovely set of trees, and it's got something that could be a moon or a sun circle, and it's also got some cloud stamps and sentiments to help with your scene building. So I start with masking with Post-it tape, and I also tore a scrap piece of cardstock, and I just tore it in layers to kind of mimic a shoreline for the beach. And I use ink blending with Distress ink and Distress Oxide ink, and also some Ranger archival ink. I just use what I had on hand for the blending, and also using a blending brush. It's actually a makeup brush, but I use this set just for ink blending, for card making. And so I masked that. There's that extra piece of cardstock that I use, and I tore it to make a mask. And then I peel off gently this Post-it note masking, and I'm going to switch sides, and I'm going to use it on the bottom part of that line. I use a scrap piece of paper also, just so that I don't get any ink onto something I don't want ink to be on. So I go ahead and add a sky layer in blue. I come in with yellow, and I add what I want to be a sunset in the sky. And just, I use multiple layers when I do ink blending, and I stop when I feel like it's the look that I want. And, you can blend it into that other color nicely up in the sky there. And then I wanted more of an orange look, so I added another shade, Distress Oxide ink. So I have lots of colors. So you can use any colors you'd like, but for this, for the Distress ink, Peacock Feathers, Distress Oxide ink, Spiced Marmalade, Fossilized Amber, Broken China, and Peeled Paint. Then I make a shoreline with this very pale ochre, I think it's called, by Ranger ink, and ink blending right along that shoreline to make a sandy look. And then I come in with another Distress Oxide ink for more of a grassy area where there might be trees, a park-like setting. And we have that here in Florida, and I wanted to mimic that look. It's not always just palm trees. You see pine trees, sometimes oak trees, and that's what I'm using. I thought these look like oak trees. And so I heat set this scene. Now I'm going to place it on my MISTI to go ahead and start the stamping. And I go ahead and put that mask piece back on there for the Post-it note, and I want to do a sunset. So I'm going to use partial stamping of that circle, and I mask off the bottom part of that sun. I stamp those clouds in a gray color, and I'm going to stamp the trees. I'm going to stamp the top part of the trees green. Then I'm going to change inks and do brown for the bottom part of those trees, for the tree trunks. I'm going to stamp it twice. And I'm going to see where I want to put the sentiment. So I lay down this die that I'm going to use later, and to make sure I have room for those sentiments. And I stamp those in jet black archival ink right over all of that ink blending. Now I have a Sharpie white paint pen that I use, and I just dabbed and tapped lots of dots over and over along this shoreline to make it look like maybe waves or foam from the water. And I just did it over and over right along that shoreline. I use this often. I like it. And I heat set that again. Die cut the panel to go on top of this card base. It's an A2 card base. And I added it with foam double-sided tape, to make a one-layer card. It's really, really pretty. It turned out just the way I wanted it. I love it. This Stamp set is so versatile. You can use it for any occasion. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.